All right, in this video today, we are going to review probability. I'm going to do this in 2 videos. So this first video, we're going to be focusing on set notation and the vocabulary that comes with set notation. So our first vocabulary word, we're looking for a word that means the set A and B is the set of all elements that are in both A and B. So some of our keywords that I'm looking at here are things like both and. So this symbol looks like an upside down U. And I remember that the symbol is the upside down U because I can almost make that into an A. Okay, and A is for and. When I'm looking for things that are in both sets, they're shared in those sets, that is the intersection. And the intersection has that upside down U. So our next term is a term that means set A is the set of all elements in the sample set that are not in A. So our key word here is not. Okay, not is going to be complement, and our symbol for this is C. So if we're talking about set A and we want the things not in set A, we're going to say A to the power of C. If I was talking about set B, I would say a B complement for what are the things not in B. Our next vocab word is when we're talking about two different sets. So we have set C and set B. And we would say set C is a subset of set B if every element of C is also an element of B. Okay. So this is similar, it sounds similar to an intersection. An intersection are things that belong to both sets. A subset is when you have everything in C is from B. Okay. It's also from B. But everything in B is not necessarily shared with C. The other distinction between an intersection is A and B can have an intersection when some things are shared, but for C to be a subset, everything has to be shared in C with B. B can have extra numbers, but C would not be able to have extra numbers. All right, a set of all the possible outcomes is called the sample space. We use this a lot in probability. And our last one here, we're talking about something that can be in when all of the elements that are in A or B. And this symbol is going to be the upside down U, and we call this union. Now, another word I use for union is combine, because we're going to unite these two together into one big set. Okay. Whereas intersection, the upside down U, we're just looking for the things that are shared. So our next question says, write these sets out. So set A is the multiples of 5 less than or equal to 50. So we want this to be a set, so we need to put the curly brackets. And multiples of 5 means starting with 5, count by 5s. Okay, less than or equal to 50, so we're going to include 50 in our list. Set B is the multiples of 10, so that means start with 10 and then count by 10s this time. And lastly, we have the multiples of 15, so 15, 30, 45. The next one is 60, so that goes past 50, so we go ahead and stop. So our first question here is A union, or what is A union B? So this symbol means union or to combine. So if I combine everything in A and B, that's going to give me option D. Okay, option D. We took everything from A, everything in B, wrote them into one set. The duplicates are included, but one time each. Our next question is the upside down U. This means intersection. And when I'm looking at sets like this, I'm looking for what things are shared. So if they both have them, like these tens, right here, the tens, the 20s, the 30s, 40s, and 50s, those are all of the things that are shared. And we just make a list of those things. Now, normally, you're not going to end up writing the entire set, okay? It just as happens that in this case, it's the entire of set B. So our next question is a subset of B. These are subset questions. And my key word for this is from. So I read this, is everything in A from B? So since 5 in A did not come from set B, I would say A is not a subset of B. Now part B, is B a subset of C, or is everything in B coming from set C? I would also say no, because this 10 right here did not come from set C. Our next question is, what is A complement? So this would be everything that is not in A that is in the sample space. So we're talking all the numbers up to 50. So I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, but 5 is in A, so I'm not going to write that down. Then we have 6, 7, 8, 9. We skip 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, skip 15, and we're going to keep following on in this pattern until we get to 46, 47, 48, 49, and that is the end of our set. Now, the one that you will see on your test is not this long, so you will be able to write out all of the numbers in the space provided on your test. All right, the last thing we want to talk about is this probability question. So we're flipping 2 coins, and we have to consider both coins at the same time. So I might flip both coins, and they both land on heads. So we're going to call that event HH, because coin 1 is head, coin 2 is heads. I could flip the coins, and coin 1 could be a heads, and coin 2 could be a tails. So that's our second possibility. We could have coin 1 be tails and coin 2 be heads, or both coins could be tails at the same time. So this is all of our possibilities. There's 4 things in our sample space. So this question here is asking, what is the probability I get exactly heads, heads? So there's only one way to get exactly heads, heads out of 4 possibilities. So there's a 25% chance, okay? If it asks me at least one tail is going to be, it could be this way, it could be this one, the first one is a tail, or it could include the case where both of them are tails. So that is a probability of 3 out of 4. Now, while we're here, this question isn't on this problem, but if I saw something like, what's the probability I get heads, tails? If it's written like this, it means that it's exactly this way. The first one is a heads, the second one is a tails. So since this is an exact problem, we would just say 1 out of 4, even though these two look very similar in the fact that you get one heads, one tails. If it's written like this, that means it has to be in that specific order as well. All right, so that is all for this video. There will be a second video where we cover more of the probability type questions.